Today we are doing a full face, almost a full face of makeup that was released in 2023. This is new makeup that has come on the market in 2023. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to today's video. If you guys are new here, my name is Stacy and I feature unfiltered makeup opinions and honest reviews. And like I said, we are doing a full face, almost a full face of new makeup that was released in 2023. So I actually do not have a new primer. I've just been using this one lately. It's the Grown Alchemist anti-pollution primer from Biological Beauty. This I actually received in a BoxyCharm, and it is like a weird cooling gel-like consistency. And I just opened this one up because I was like, oh, let's just start using more of my primers that I got out of BoxyCharm. So thinking back on 2023 so far, I really cannot believe that we are in September. Where did this year go? So for foundation, we're going to use the L'Oreal True Match. I have the shade it's C1, which is Cool Light. This was the reformulated version. Obviously, it came out this year. This is such a great skin-like foundation, and a lot of people were saying that they didn't like that it wasn't anything like the original foundation. But honestly, this just glides on your skin so beautifully. It is such a staple foundation of mine, and it doesn't texturize. It lasts all day, and it provides a really beautiful medium coverage. You can apply it with a brush, you can apply it with a beauty blender, and it is just so stunning. I never tried the original, but I did do a whole foundation Friday wear test on this, and it was a 12+ hour wear test to see how it performed and how it really just looked on my skin, and really just giving it an honest review because I had never tried the other formulation before. So we did this is my second pump, and we're just building it up in the areas right here. So this is the face. I'm a little bit washed out right now. And then for concealer, we're going to use the Urban Decay Quickie concealer. This is just a very full coverage concealer, and it's huge. But I actually like this one because it is very skin feeling and it doesn't really dry on my under eyes. I'm actually going to conceal just a little bit up into my eye, and then it allows me to really build on top of my foundation, and it's just stunning. It even comes with this cute little brush, and I personally really like this formulation, especially if you're looking for a no makeup day. I don't have a released in 2023 setting powder. I just have this one. It is from number 7. I've heard it's a dupe for the Charlotte Tilbury airbrush flawless filter or something. I have the Maybelline Lasting Fix. This was new to me. Don't know exactly when it was released though. Okay, so for blush, bronzer, and highlighter, we're first going to go in with the e.l.f. contouring wand, the blush wand, and then the highlight wand. Now the e.l.f. contouring wand was released this year. I did do a little video on it, and this has a little velour puff, if you guys can see here. And I found with this specific product, doing a little bit and blending it out was the best route to go, only because the other products that are really designed similar to this, like the Slow Light contouring wand from Flower Beauty, that one is super hard to blend out. This is the shade Fair Light, and it is very much a light shade, but it has a cool undertone, which I like about this. And as you can see, it does create a really nice contouring effect. It doesn't texturize, it doesn't lift. The only thing I really don't like about these is the applicator, because there's no way to turn it off, and it kind of just sits on the puff and it dries out and makes it hard to use. Just thinking to myself, there's all these videos that come out at the end of the year, best and worst of 2023, and I can't believe that is 3 months away. I'm just going to take the excess contour and put it on my nose, and then just kind of blend my neck a little bit. And then we're going to use the blush wand. I have Rose You Slay. Rose You Slay. And this is a really pretty, like, sheer pink. I'm just gonna focus it like right up here so we can like draw my face up. And then I'm using an air stippling brush from e.l.f. and I just tap, tap, tap this in. I'm gonna draw it back as much as possible and away from my face. It's like very pigmented, but really pretty. And I feel that using a brush, it keeps it kind of concentrated, whereas a beauty blender will tend to like sheer it out more. Blush and bronzer. And then lastly will be the liquid highlight. And this is also from e.l.f. It is the Rose Quartz highlight. These packages are just so weird, like so tiny. Like this shade really reminded me of the Luminoso blush from Milani, like the liquid one. I actually use that one quite a bit as well. And I really like using, this is the Milani blush. Really beautiful. And the packaging is literally the same. I'm just going to take my blush brush and tap this out. And then use the excess and kind of like tap the nose. I really don't want like a streaky highlight, but this is just pretty. And then we're going to take my baked blush from Essence. This is the Pure Nude Baked Blush. I have the shade Shimmery Rose, and we're just going to lightly dust this on top of the other blush. It's a very like lightweight blush, and it almost gives you like a sunburned effect sometimes. I get very like flushed in the summertime slash like fall, and this is literally what I look like when I get flushed. So this is like a natural flush for me. Just gonna take this kabuki brush in my number 7 and lightly dust over everything. Just kind of like setting it into place. And then I also found if I go like a little over the top, it really like helps tone it down a little bit. Isn't that pretty? Such a pretty complexion. All right, so we're gonna do lips real quick. And for the lips, I have the Maybelline Vinyl Inks. I think these came out like late 2022 and some came out in early 2023. The shade that we are going to use is like an orangey shade. It's 105 Golden. And I love these. You actually need to like shake them up a little bit and then you can actually apply them. I typically don't use a lip liner because it makes it move all over my lips, but these do last a really long time. It's like an orangey tone, really pretty. I'm going to put, once it dries, I'm actually going to put a O Face lipstick over it. So we're going to let this dry. We're going to focus on the eyes. So we have a palette, newly released on my Unhidden Beauty site. And this is the Autumn Spirit palette. So the cover is a little bit different because this one's actually from last year when I released this, but it's been re-added to my shop. So it is on there now. I have used it in a couple of videos now, but I wanted to pull it out again because I just want a very subtle, like fall eyeshadow look, and then we will do our brows. This, like I said, it's not technically new in 2023, but it is re-added to my shop, so it's technically new. It's not new to me though. I'm just going to take some subtle shades. The first one being Harvest, which is the shade right here. And we're just doing a light dusting, light dusting. We're just going to pack this on. And I'm going to take, I have an Eloise like pointed brush, and we're just going to shade along the lash line and then almost like flick it out. You're like drawing the eye up. Okay, it's a little bit messy. So we're taking a Singe Beauty EO2 and I'm just going to buff this all out. Just making sure we keep that like line right here. See how it kind of like lifts the eye up? And then I am going to add in a little bit of this shade right here. It is called Hellfire. I'm going to use a Singe EO5. This is a very detailed brush. We're going to use Hellfire, and this is going to go right on the middle lid. We're going to blend this in. Then I'm going to take my EO3, and we're just going to make sure these are all like blended beautifully together. And then, okay, so I'm going to actually reach into my Natasha Denona I Need a Nude palette. This was just released, and it is a absolutely like gorgeous palette, and I really like the red brown look that I have going. This doesn't really have like a red in it, so I didn't want to use this for like the base, but we are going to use Muse, this shade right here. It's very wet. It's very like almost goldy sultry, and I'm going to pop this in the inner corner. Like it's very, very pigmented, very soft and like almost wet feeling. And it's almost pulling like rosy gold. So I'm just going to take my EO5 from Singe and make sure that like everything kind of blends together beautifully. All right, now we're going to go back into the Autumn Spirit palettes. And I'm going to take the yellow shade. I have a DFO4 from the Dragon Fruit collection. Very flat, very tiny. We're going to put this in the inner corner, and the shade is Falling Embers. It's a yellow matte. I think this is going to be like a really cool like pop of color. And then we're going to take an EO3 and we're going to put like a skin tone shade on the brow bone. And it is the shade Fair from the Natasha Denona I Need a Nude. And we're just going to like dust this gingerly right here. And see how it just like highlights the brow bone just a little bit. This is what we have for the eyeshadow, the full face. And I'm going to put on mascara and brows, and for mascara, we're going to be using the Falsies Surreal mascara from Maybelline. This was an early 2023 release. I was just able to get my hands on it not too terribly long ago. I want to say a couple months ago, which means that I'm past almost to the expiration date of using this. But this is like a volumizing and lengthening mascara. It's almost like it tubes your lashes and makes them look super, super long. This has become like a favorite mascara. It is so good. Every single time I wear it and I see the difference between like one coat and two coats, I'm like, oh, that's good. So the lashes are done. And again, we use the Maybelline Falsies Surreal Mascara. And like I said, we're going to do the lips. So we did have the Vinyl Lip Ink from Maybelline on there, but I also want to put the Satin O-Face lipstick on here, just kind of layer it on top. And the shade I have is Hustle. I love this shade. It's like an orange shade and it's very fitting for the fall look I'm going for today. This is one of my favorite shades, and I'm actually going to take a little bit of this shade right here, Sheen. Just gonna put my finger in and dab that on my lips. That's really pretty. It gives it like a matte effect. Now, the last thing we're going to do is my brows, and I like to use the e.l.f. Brow Lift. This is not new by any means. It is actually, I think it's an older product. It's from like 2021 maybe, or 2022. But I like to dip my finger in just a little bit, get enough of this glue like on my brows, and then I take a spoolie and I comb through them. And this is literally how I get the product to really just like make my brows not budge. I found that putting it on the spoolie first just did not work out very well for me. You have almost a full face of makeup that was released in 2023, and we have 4 months left of this year. I am excited to see like what holiday releases are going to be coming up. Let me know what some of your favorite products are that were released this year and what you picked up. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to see more content from me, hit that subscribe button and like this video. I hope I get to see you again. Bye!